Tomorrow, highs only hitting the 60s, upper 60s in the city, low 60s on Long Island. Meanwhile, west of the city into parts of New Jersey, it's going to be warmer and more unstable. And there could be a heavy thunderstorm or two over parts of interior New Jersey where there's actually a slight risk of severe storms, courtesy of the Severe Storms Prediction Center putting out that outlook for tomorrow. Next 7 hours looking great, though. Temperatures falling through the 70s. We're down to near 70 by 11 o'clock tonight. Again, the clouds gradually increasing. And then again tomorrow, kind of inclement out there. A lot of clouds, much cooler day, and some showers around. Eventually return downright summery again. We'll talk about that in your AccuWeather 7-day forecast coming up. Sade, back into you.
Okay, Jeff, thank you. Well, today's beautiful weather was again picture perfect for the beach, and many took the holiday to just soak in the sun and just relax. Long Island reporter Kristen Thorne has more from Jones Beach.
Are you excited for summer?
Yeah.
Why?
We get to go to the beach.
And today was the last day of the holiday weekend to get some beach time in. What's the plan for today?
Schoolwork. I'm going to be grading some papers and just relaxing and just, take a couple of naps here and there.
How have the water conditions been this weekend?
Oh, marvelous.
Marvelous, but a little chilly. What was marvelous was the weather. Picture perfect, really.
It's a little warm because the wind's coming from the north, but you really like to come from the water when you're jogging, but this way I have an excuse to go slow.
We're going to take a walk to the end and come back.
How far is that, you think?
A mile.
We come here every week.
Every week, this is part of your thing?
Every week.
Even in winter.
Even in the winter.
All right. But this must be so much better.
So much better.
But for some reason, the crowds were unusually light here at Jones Beach for Memorial Day. There was a slight burst of people after lunchtime, but still we did not see the crowds we usually see.
I ride my bike there all the time, and I went, field was at 6? No cars, not even one car. I was like, wow, what's going on here?
Robert Waterman said he's not complaining. It made for a beautiful ride here on the boardwalk with not so many people around. It seems that maybe the weather was so beautiful this weekend that people just took it easy at home today. At Jones Beach, I'm Kristen Thorne, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Jersey, many beachgoers also took advantage of the last few hours of the holiday weekend. Despite the sunny, clear skies, temperatures on down the shore were on the a little cooler side, but that didn't stop some from jumping into the frigid ocean.
I got like really numb. My whole body is numb right now. Basically,
I can't feel nothing.
The weather has been absolutely gorgeous. Came out here yesterday and today, and it's just awesome.
And just a reminder, the worst time to try to swim is after hours when lifeguards have left the beach.
A memorial honoring veterans and active service members happening in Manhattan on board the Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum. Mayor Bill de Blasio helping to celebrate this time-honored tradition. It was an emotional tribute that included a 95-year-old veteran of World War II who once actually worked on that ship. Our political reporter Dave Evans was there.
It is a solemn ceremony at the Intrepid every year. The unfurling of a 100-foot-long American flag, the laying of wreaths in the Hudson River. And this year's honorees included Ed Coyne, 95, a member of the first crew on the Intrepid back in 1943.
It's a day of remembrance, and thank God that people are still remembering the ones who lost their lives. It's an honor.
But this year, an admonition from the Navy's #2 official to remember not only the dead, but to thank those who serve.
Because gratitude, publicly and strongly professed, is the great motivator for fearless warriors in our armed services.
One of those warriors here today was Mike Hallahan, who served on the Intrepid from 1957 to 60. He called today's ceremony a great honor.
But it means a lot. It means a lot to the country. And it means a lot for Americans to understand, like the mayor said, freedom isn't free.
Memorial Day became an official holiday in 1971. To many, it simply signals the beginning of summer, but it's so much more to these men and women.
It's great that families get together. It's great that there are barbecues. It's great that people get to go to the beach. But let's remember why this day is here. This day is to remember our fallen.
In all, about 250 sailors and pilots on aircraft attached to this ship died in combat in both the Vietnam War and during World War II. The ship was first commissioned in 1943. It became a museum here on the Hudson in 1982. Reporting at the Intrepid, Dave Evans, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
In Brooklyn, hundreds of people lined the streets to honor our veterans at one of the oldest Memorial Day parades in the country. There was also an emotional tribute there with 348 flags on display. Each flag in this field of flags represents a service member from New York who has died since September 11th.
And in Westchester County, former President Bill Clinton, former First Lady Hillary Clinton, and Governor Cuomo joined the morning's Memorial Day parade in Chappaqua. It's an annual tradition as the town honors those who lost their lives for our country.
It means a lot to us. You know, I woke up this morning and I was thinking about the 4 guys I grew up with and went to high school with who were killed in Vietnam.
It's so special to start with that they're participants and they're kind enough to come and join the celebration, but they're joining as members of a community.
Well, during their 19 years as Chappaqua residents, Bill and Hillary Clinton have marched in the annual Memorial Day parade 18 times. And a special tribute this Memorial Day to a beloved principal and veteran from New Jersey who died trying to save a little boy he'd never met. New Jersey reporter Anthony Johnson has more on how the town of Westfield honored Derek Nelson at today's parade.
It was a day of reverence and a day of celebration. Many came out to pay tribute to Westfield High School's former principal, Derek Nelson, who died in April following complications after a bone marrow donation.
Derek is my hero.
Nelson decided to help out a 14-year-old boy in France who needed bone marrow. He was also a 20-year member of the Army Reserves, and today's tribute focused on his final act of kindness and generosity.
Chief Nelson was a man of integrity, commitment, and service, values that were instilled in him by his parents, Willie and Juanita Nelson, who are here today. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Nelson, for raising an amazing human being.
The Nelson family served as the honorary grand marshals for the parade as the town turned out to salute them.
It means a lot, and especially in honor of Derek Nelson.
It was also a day of tribute for those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for a nation they love.
Happy Memorial Day!
The youngsters marching in the parade were very excited.
What's your favorite part of the parade? What do you want to say to everybody out there? Candy is yummy! Happy Memorial Day! Happy Memorial Day!
In Westfield, Anthony Johnson, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
And Vice President Mike Pence spending part of this Memorial Day at Arlington Cemetery. The Vice President helping to lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. He then delivered a message of honor and gratitude for all who died serving the nation.
This is the day that makes possible all other.
The Vice President was filling in for President Trump, who is overseas in Japan. And today, the President became the first world leader to meet with the country's new emperor. After an elaborate welcoming ceremony, the President and Japan's Prime Minister discussed the trade deficit, Iran, and North Korea's recent missile tests. Eyewitness News reporter Sandra Bookman has more.
President Trump enjoying a lavish banquet dinner on day 3 of his 4-day trip to Japan. But today, the president split with Shinzo Abe and his own security team over North Korea launching missiles earlier this month.
You're not bothered at all by the small missiles?
No, I'm not.
That opinion, a clear disagreement with Abe, who said North Korea's actions were of great regret. Abe and the president's own national security advisor, John Bolton, say those launches violate a UN Security Council resolution. The president dismissing those concerns, saying he is not in a rush to make a deal, calling North Korea's dictator a very smart man.
My people think it could have been a violation, as you know. I view it differently. I view it as a man, perhaps he wants to get attention, and perhaps not. Who knows? It doesn't matter.
But North Korea pushing back against Bolton's comments today, calling the national security advisor a warmonger and human defect. President Trump also siding with Kim Jong-un over recent comments attacking political rival, former Vice President Joe Biden. The Korean leader referring to Biden as a low IQ individual, and the president saying he agrees. Also looming over the meeting, threats from President Trump to raise tariffs on cars and auto parts. Both leaders saying the talks are ongoing and seemingly hopeful an agreement will be reached.
They are brilliant business people, brilliant negotiators, and put us in a very tough spot. But I think we will have a deal with Japan.
And the president wraps up his trip to Japan tonight, but he'll be back next month for a G20 summit, where he's also expecting to negotiate with China's president over the ongoing trade war. Sandra Bookman, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Well, there is a new political reality in Europe tonight after far-right groups made big gains in elections for a new European Parliament. During the world's second largest election, voters across Europe turned out in record numbers. Establishment main parties rejected by voters in member states including Britain, Germany, and France. Nationalists and populists did well, along with climate change parties.
In a crowd of thousands, he's one of the few who has witnessed the meaning of Memorial Day firsthand. Coming up, you'll hear the story of the 97-year-old veteran who's become a fixture at the Little Neck Parade.
Plus, new details in a heartbreaking crash that killed several members of a family from New Jersey.
And a tornado levels a town in Oklahoma. A survivor describes the moment it touched down just feet from her home.
Never stop chasing the story. Be committed to being there on the scene. Eyewitness News, New York's #1 news. And World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Who does your heart beat for? For her? For him? For them? RWJ Barnabas Health has leading specialists in cardiology, vascular disease, heart surgery, and transplant, as well as New Jersey's largest pediatric cardiology program. So get your heart checked, because your heart doesn't beat just for you. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
It's about honor. It's about tradition. It's about time. Presenting the Ford Memorial Day Sales Event, featuring great deals on our full lineup of trucks and SUVs. It's Memorial Day, America. Time to gear up for summer.
Lease a Ford Edge now for $179 a month. Plus, first responders, active military, veterans, and retirees receive $750 appreciation cash on top of all offers.
If you love an amazing deal, you're gonna love this. 60% off carpeting or hardwood flooring on the spot. At National Floors Direct, you get name brand flooring installed the next day. Make your home new again. Call National Floors Direct at 888-400-FLOOR.
Tonight, love is worth fighting for. It's go big. Calculated camp has hidden agenda. People were questioning my integrity. Or go home.
You're cocky. I don't like that.
Luke's self-imploding. I'm waiting a long time, and I'm tired of it. The Bachelorette, new tonight on ABC.
New York's most advanced newscopter is built for breaking news. Newscopter 7 with crystal clear pictures from Extreme Vision, plus the most advanced aerial mapping system, Street Spotter 7, and New York's best breaking news reporters in the air. When covering New York, nobody keeps up with Newscopter 7. Nobody. Only on Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News needs your help to protect our children. Have you seen Jasmine? ABC7 and Ridgewood Savings Bank thank you for helping protect our children.
We are back. We've got breaking news. An out-of-control car has jumped a curb on Long Island, and right now we're being told at least 3 people have been injured.
Yeah, it happened within the last hour at South Long Beach Avenue and West Merrick Road in Freeport. Long Island reporter Kristen Thorne is there on the scene with more. Kristen?
Well, Sade and Diana, we're still waiting for official details from police, but what I can tell you, we just spoke to a witness here who called 911, and he said that this blue car was traveling, let me show you the blue car here that police are now focusing on, was traveling westbound on West Merrick Road, and for some reason jumped the curb and hit what we believe is at least 3 children. Again, this is coming from the witness who called 911. He was on his motorcycle heading in the opposite direction, turned around to help those children. We did hear from another witness. Road in Freeport. Again, official details we're still waiting from police, but multiple witnesses have said that several children were hit when this blue car jumped the curb. As soon as we get any more information, we will bring it to you. We're live in Freeport. I'm Kristen Thorne, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Kristen, thank you. Well, we're learning more about a crash that killed 3 members of a New Jersey family near Niagara Falls. Police say 20-year-old Richard Sawicki was drunk when he ran a stop sign and crashed his pickup truck into the family's SUV yesterday. He does face several charges, including aggravated vehicular homicide. 47-year-old Odina Castro de la Cruz, 32-year-old Mayelen Bitro Castro, and a 4-year-old girl were killed. 6 other family members were injured. Authorities believe the family is from the Perth-Amboy area. And we also have new details about a deadly motorcycle crash in Brooklyn. The driver of a car that collided with the motorcycle in Kensington this morning has been charged with vehicular manslaughter, DWI, and driving without a license. 23-year-old Jasmine Morales Cruz was taken into custody at the scene of the crash. The motorcyclist, 28-year-old Avon Alexander, was killed after colliding with the car while turning off of Ocean Parkway.
In Queens, a fast-moving fire destroyed a 2-story home this morning. What you're looking at, video from Citizen app. It shows the fire on Woodbine Street in Ridgewood. That fire spread through the first and second floors of that home. No injuries reported. The cause of that fire still under investigation. It is unbelievable that anybody could survive. That was the reaction from the governor of Oklahoma after surveying the damage from a deadly tornado. 2 people died when a tornado leveled a motel and tore through a mobile home. This was Saturday night in El Reno, a city west of Oklahoma City. 29 people were left hurt by that tornado. The twister had wind speeds of up to 165 miles an hour. Oklahoma's governor, Kevin Stitt, says the cleanup is underway, but that flooding is still a concern in the eastern part of the state.
We're going to do a post-mortem on kind of how we can better prepare, at least for the flooding side. But right now, we've got water still rising in the east, so we're not out of the woods yet.
The governor says he spoke with President Trump, who expressed concern for the victims and said that federal assistance is available.
Scorching temperatures down south. The region has been under a heat dome since Friday. Dozens of records have been set across much of the Carolinas and Georgia. In Augusta, the temperatures soared to 98 degrees, tying a 141-year-old record high. An all-time record in May has also been set in Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, and Wilmington, North Carolina. Woo! It is hot, hot, hot there.
Yeah, Sade, and you mentioned a heat dome, and right along the periphery of that, we have something called the Ring of Fire. We have these thunderstorms blowing up over places like Oklahoma, causing tornadoes there, causing some tornadoes over the Midwest during the day today. And some of these will get into our area during tomorrow. We'll have to see if areas west of the city get into some stronger storms later on in the afternoon. Here's a live look right now. Look at how packed the beach is still at Asbury Park, New Jersey. That temperature 78 degrees, a northeast wind coming in about 7 miles per hour. The high on the day got up to 80 after a morning low of 64, so temperatures a good 6 degrees above normal for this time of the year. The record 96 back in 1880. 8:17 p.m. is your sunset time. 79 at Newark right now, 80 still at LaGuardia, 77 at White Plains, your 80 at Islip, 81 at Morristown, 82 down the shore at Toms River. We run a futurecast for you. Again, no weather worries right through the evening hours. Mainly clear skies out there. Temperatures falling down to around 70 by midnight. We're down to 63 by 7 o'clock in the morning. What you will notice when you get up tomorrow morning is a cloudier sky, and 1 or 2 showers could work their way into some of the western suburbs by daybreak tomorrow. There's an outside chance of that happening. I think there's a better shot at getting showers developing during the daylight hours of Tuesday. And between the showers and the clouds and the wind coming in off of the cooler waters of the Atlantic Ocean, that'll keep temperatures in the upper 60s pretty much all day in and around New York City. However, west of the city, you do get into the 70s, maybe even some upper 70s. The atmosphere destabilizes, and there can be 1 or 2 strong thunderstorms that drift into parts of New Jersey into tomorrow evening. And that's why the Severe Storms Prediction Center has much of interior New Jersey in yellow here, which is a slight risk of severe thunderstorms, even an enhanced risk over much of Pennsylvania. So that's something we're going to be watching carefully. AccuWeather forecast for tonight, a nice evening out there. And then partly to mostly cloudy. We're down to about 60. Again, outside chance that areas west of the city get a shower by daybreak tomorrow, but many areas just stay dry overnight. Mostly cloudy, cooler tomorrow, a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. We'll have to watch and see if some of those storms are on the strong side to the west of New York City, especially interior parts of New Jersey. The high in Midtown getting up to about 68, but remaining in the low 60s over Long Island. Meanwhile, parts of New Jersey getting well into the 70s, not too far west of New York City, so there'll be a big range in temperature across the area. It's an evening shower or thunderstorm in the area tomorrow night. Again, one or two of those could be strong west of the city. We're down to 60 under mainly cloudy skies late. Here's what we're working on for 5:30. Will there be any strong storms tomorrow? That's really the big short-term question. I think we turn summery again by Thursday with temperatures getting well up into the 80s. And will it be a mainly dry weekend? We'll tackle those questions in your AccuWeather 7-day forecast coming up next half hour. Diana?
Okay, thanks, Jeff. A swarm of bees. Take a look. Just removed from a utility pole in lower Manhattan. This is the video that was taken about 4:30. The bees were spotted outside an Urban Outfitters store near Broadway and Fulton Street. A beekeeper from the NYPD vacuuming up the bees, taking them to a much safer location where they can start a new hive. And this just happened to be a busy day for the Bee Patrol because earlier in the afternoon there was a large swarm on the side of a home on 45th Street in Queens. So it's the season where they leave their hives, create a new hive, and so they are out and about.
They're buzzing about.
Yes, they are.
Coming up, saying goodbye to a baseball icon. We're going to take a look back at Bill Bruckner's career and the moment New Yorkers remember most at the news of his death. Plus,
the last 17 days of my life have been the toughest days of my life.
Wow, a yoga instructor rescued after she was injured on a hike in Hawaii. How she survived more than 2 weeks stranded in a forest.
And prom cut short for a high school in Connecticut when students suddenly have trouble breathing. We're going to tell you what was in the air that made them sick.
Here's a look at your sunrise and sunset times for tomorrow, sponsored by Spectrum. Introducing Spectrum Mobile. Save up to 40% with unlimited talk, text, and data. Go to SpectrumMobile.com today.
Every internet and TV provider promises you their best, but the other guys have that. And this little mark hides some big restrictions, like the fact you have to sign a contract. And they have early termination fees. And that you'll have to pay extra for an internet modem and security software. With Spectrum, you get our best every day, with no contracts, no early termination fees, and dozens of extras free, like a free modem and security suite with Spectrum Internet, delivering more speed more consistently for the best surfing, streaming, and gaming. Get Spectrum Internet for $44.99 a month. Call 855-646-4499. Then enjoy the best in entertainment with Spectrum TV, with more HD and more free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Upgrade to the best. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Call 855-646-4499.
Memorial Day weekend at Value City NJ is going to be big. A really big thank you to all the heroes. And 4 big offers. Up to 60% off. Free delivery. 60 months, no interest. Pick up free bicycle with your qualifying purchase at Value City NJ.
Motorcycles need riders, and riders need insurance. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Stay safe when riding your motorcycle. Make sure your helmet fits properly, not too tight and not too loose. And always fasten the helmet strap. Protect yourself with motorcycle insurance from Geico. Visit geico.com for more safety tips and to get a free rate quote.
Wow! Yeah!
There we go. This Memorial Day, start your summer off right in a new Chevrolet.
Oh, wow.
It's time to upgrade.
You guys outdid yourself there.
It's kind of amazing.
An exciting summer begins at your Chevy dealer.
I love it. I'm going to go and get a Chevy.
Current qualified competitive lessees can get this Chevy Equinox for around $179 a month. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Value City NJ wants to commemorate our heroes with the lowest guaranteed price on top mattress brands. 60 months, no interest. Free next day delivery. Save $1,000 on this Queen Pillow Top mattress and pick out a free bicycle with your qualifying purchase at Value City NJ. Over
$2 million and 27 wins. The dominance of champion James Holzhauer continues on Jeopardy!
Tonight at 7, right here on ABC-7.
Oh, the crowd went wild. This was a heartwarming moment at a soccer match in New Jersey. Now it's gone viral. 96-year-old World War II vet Pete Dupre performing the national anthem on his harmonica before the U.S. women's game against Mexico. Dupre is also known as Harmonica Pete, and he served as a medic in the 114th General Hospital Unit in England. The U.S., by the way, winning that match 3-0.
He was a Major League Baseball All-Star and a batting champion, but he will probably forever be remembered for an error. A ground ball that trickled through his legs in a play that ultimately helped the Mets win a World Series. Today, we learned about the death of Bill Buckner. Sports anchor Sam Ryan is in the newsroom with more on Buckner's life. Sam?
Shada, he grew up in California, never played for the Mets or the Yankees, but Bill Buckner is as much a part of New York sports history as the athletes who have spent their entire careers here. It was his error in Game 6 of the 1986 World Series that lives in infamy.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
That single moment would end up defining Buckner's career. Red Sox fans were tough on him. The taunts and criticism forced his family to leave Massachusetts after he retired in 1990. But time does heal all wounds. In 2008, more than 2 decades after that infamous era, Buckner returned to Fenway Park. For the first time, he was greeted with a 2-minute standing ovation and with tears in his eyes throughout the ceremonial first pitch. Buckner, who was just 69 years old, had been battling dementia. His family released a statement that read, "Bill fought with courage and grit as he did all things in life. Our hearts are broken, but we are at peace knowing he is in the arms of his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ." Buckner made his debut in the majors with the Dodgers in 1969. He played for the Red Sox from 1984 through 87, returned in 1990. He finished his 22-year Major League career with 2,715 hits. Back to you.
It was just that single play. I actually was there, so it's pretty amazing to see. Yeah. Coming up, we continue our look at ceremonies honoring those who served this Memorial Day. We're going to head to one of the biggest Memorial Day parades in the country and meet a World War II veteran who always has a front row seat.
Plus, tragedy at an amusement park in California when a log ride flips over, trapping a family underwater.
And all the buzz about a different kind of bee. The Scripps National Spelling Bee kicks off this week. You're going to meet the local wordsmiths from our area who are going to be competing.
It's about honor.